Hi, everybody. It's Christy here, the daughter of Scarlett Donaldson, who is the host of this crazy channel here on YouTube, The Far Out World of Coffee Creations. Yep, this channel is all about coffee. Not just regular coffee, but all kinds of far out coffee creations that my mom makes up from just her imagination. So, I hope you're ready because she's got a lot of great stories about coffee, taste tests of different coffee flavors, creamer flavors, even some coffee maker demonstrations, and a whole lot more. So, without further ado, let's check out her channel, The Far Out World of Coffee Creations. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's go enjoy a nice hot latte, cappuccino, or maybe a cold frappuccino or iced coffee with my mama Scarlett right now on the Far Out World of Coffee Creations.
Morning haze, crack of dawn, she's brewing a dream. Beans grinding rhythm, sweet and smooth like whipped cream. Espresso shots, flying crafting wonders unseen. Scarlett's cafe magic, stirring the caffeine scene. Pour it up, steam the cup, life's a rich aroma. Frappuccinos, cappuccinos, feels like home. A craft in every blend, not a coffee clone. A Scarlett's love of Java, warmth in every sip of. Sunset hues, twilight brews in the kitchen's glow. Espresso cascades like a mountain's flow. Bold beans latte, dreams steam rising slow. Scarlett's world of wonder always steals the show. Pour it up, steam the cup, life's a rich aroma. Frappuccinos, cappuccinos, feels like home. A craft in every blend, not a coffee clone. A Scarlett's love of Java, warmth in every sip of. Sip away the worries, let the tension fade. Scarlett's coffee alchemy, elixir homemade. In the cup her passions poured, always custom made. Crafted with sweet care, memories never fade. Mornings glow, rooster crow, baristas take a bow. From macchiato whispers to a mocha vow. Scarlett's joyful journey, magic in the now. Each cup a new adventure, coffee, craft, wow.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Far Out World of Coffee Creations. Scarlett here. Still sipping on the French toast coffee that I just made after my video there talking about thanking Grandpa. I decided to come back and answer a question that was asked to me by a staff before. Now, sometimes people ask just randomly weird questions. And they do it in a way that it's like, it's distasteful. But this person asked it for a legit reason, because of course, you know, coffee makers, they get warm. They get hot, right? Really, really, really hot. And so somebody asked me this. Being blind, were you scared the first time you ever made a pot of coffee? And the other part was, were you scared the first time you made a cup by yourself, you know, a single serve cup? The single serve cup, not nearly as much, because, I mean, yeah, it was warm. I got startled the first time the coffee maker started, because it was like, brrr, you know, it was loud. And like I said, I mentioned this in one of the later videos, you'll hear me mention it, but the first coffee maker I ever had, I do not know the name of it. I would lie to y'all if I told you, because I cannot remember what it was. But it basically had, and if you guys know what this is, please comment on it, and I will try to find one of these, because I would love to get one again. And I might even try to get my mom involved in looking for it, if she could help me find it. But you put this little pod thing in the top of the thing. It's not a K-pod, okay? It's not a Keurig. It was cheaper than a Keurig at the time. And still probably would be if they still make them. But it was like it was almost like a tea bag, but it was a rounded pad, like a pod. And it was like spongy-ish. The grounds were inside like a almost like, it looked like cloth, but it probably wasn't cloth, of course. But it would soak through the coffee bag, basically, and it would go into the coffee and brew your cup of coffee. And you could reuse them, I'm thinking, a couple times too, just like you could, you know, you can a K-pod, but as long as you know, do what you do right away. But basically, I used to have those, and they usually come in bags. I remember that. They usually come in bags. But I can't remember what the name of the coffee pot was. And it was a single serve, and it could make I think it was a 10, a 12, and a 14 ounce is what it could make. It makes more than a Keurig does at its highest level. It makes 2 ounces more. And I think it's 10, 12, and 14, I believe. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can, you know, it's been over 10 years since I had the damn thing. So this was back in like 2000s. Well, actually, technically, it's been over 20. Well, next year. Well, no, it's been maybe 19, 18. Because I think I got it in like 2006 or 2007. So it might have been 19, 18 years since I've had it. So it was an older maker. And, you know, I loved that thing because I was able to make coffee, make a single cup, blah, blah, blah. Well, it died, unfortunately. And that's a whole story for another time. I'll tell the story of the order of my coffee makers, what I got. I will do that as a story time. That'd be fun to do. That'd be another good video. But basically, the first time I actually made a pot of coffee, I was terrified. That I was scared of because I had never done a straight up pot. I had always been familiar with doing just a single serve cup. The pot made me nervous because, of course, yeah, it does get hot and you have to pour it out of the pot into your cup. So that, yes, that did make me nervous at first, but I learned it easily. And I wasn't afraid anymore. I mean, it's one of them things where you gotta trust yourself, trust your instincts. You know, because it does get a little bit nerve-wracking sometimes. It does get a little bit scary. And, you know, it is enough to get you a little nervous. But you know what? It's worth it. If you know, want to learn how to do this. Because, you if you want to make pots of coffee, for example, your family, whatever, it is worth it to learn how to do it. I mean, it might be intimidating at first. It might be very much intimidating at first. But it's definitely well worth learning it, especially if you want to learn how to make coffee in different ways. And trust me, you guys, I actually would love to find, that old coffee maker. That would be cool to do a flashback with that thing. Hell, even if I could borrow somebody's and do it. Even if they didn't want to get rid of it and they wanted to, I could go borrow it. I would love to show that thing off. Because that was so neat. I love that little thing. I had so many pods it wasn't funny, and I could switch the different ones. Now, that one didn't have as much flavors, but they had like medium roast, dark roast, stuff like that. I tried different ones. And see, I'd love to do that with that thing. I'd love to find that thing again. I don't know if I mentioned that to Mom the other day or not when I was talked to her, but man, because somebody gave it to me because they're like, they didn't want it anymore because they made pots of coffee. And I wasn't at that level yet. I was just getting into drinking coffee. And so I was just getting into it at the time. And so it was like, okay, yeah, about this. I was just getting into basically getting the coffee party started, in a sense. It's too bad I didn't think to record that back then. Because I would have had a recording of it and I could have showed it, but fortunately I didn't. I know it's not the Sensio because that one was it was a single, but it was also, you could do a double of the thing. This one only put a single in it. I might look at the Mr. Coffee and see if that was what it was, because that sounded familiar to me. It might be a Mr. Coffee, but I don't know. Because somebody suggested that one. I don't know if that is it. Somebody said that one on YouTube, so I might look at that on YouTube and see what it sounds like and see if that's it. Because that might have been what it was. Because if I could find that thing again, oh, you better believe it, I'm going to do that. Because I want to try to find it, if I can find it. Now, I know my coffee pot was a Mr. Coffee. I do believe. But the coffee maker, I don't know. But this thing was neat. I mean, it was really cool. And for some reason that does ring a bell, but I could be, like I said, I could be dead wrong. I do not know. But my former SSA, Kathy, gave it to me. And this was years ago. Like I said, when I first moved out on my own. And I cannot remember what the heck that thing was. But I used it so much that it eventually just, nope, I'm done. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm done. Then my aide basically gave me the pot, which I'll get into more details on that later when I do my going from coffee maker to coffee maker story of the coffee makers that I had in order. And because I will do that, because that is something somebody asked me. So I definitely will do that down the road on the channel. Because that'll be a video in itself. Because I would like to do that one. And kind of separate stuff out a little bit. So, you know. But we'll keep on keeping on and getting you guys some content. Because like I said, you know, this is fun. Getting to do things like this and entertain. Because, you know, this is something that I like to do. I love to entertain and I love to talk about things. And, you know, I got encouraged to do this. So here we are. But yeah, just always, you know, when you do something like this, you know, when you're dealing with, you know, hot beverages and stuff, just take it easy, take it slow. Don't get yourself in a hurry. Because you don't want to get in a hurry, and don't like scare yourself to death. That is the biggest thing. And don't let others scare you either. That is a big problem that happens in the blindness community. People try to scare them. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do that. No, don't do that. If you are assisting blind people, first of all, don't scare them into not doing stuff. That's not right. Don't freak them out and make it to the where they don't want to do it. Because that's why I have to start the cooking channel, like I mentioned in the last one. That's why I got to start the cooking channel the way I do, because people have a habit of, ooh, you can't touch this. Ooh, you can't do that. Ooh, you can't do that. No. Don't do that to a blind person. That is the worst thing to do, because that just teaches them to be afraid of everything. And Ryan Hall's saying fits with even with hot beverages too. Don't be scared, be prepared. It actually does work with that too. It works with the weather, but it also works with cooking with hot, and drinking hot beverages and cooking with devices where things get hot. Be prepared for the heat. Be prepared for the steam to come up on your arm. Just don't be afraid of it. Be prepared. You're going to get burnt. Okay? It's things are bound to happen. It's not like you're intentionally trying to burn yourself on a pot of coffee, but you're going to get a little bit of steam burn sometimes. It happens. I've been burnt. I've been burnt by the Keurig. Because sometimes the water will drip out of the K-pot. It's like, ow. But it's not like it intentionally burnt me. It's not like the thing attacked me and just intentionally burnt my fingers. No. It's not like that. Okay? It's not an intentional thing. Things happen. It's not going to intentionally attack you. Okay? Is the best way to describe this. These things, they get warm because coffee's not cold unless you make it over ice. And there are devices where you can do that. There are machines that do that. But again, the K-Iced, basically, you have to have ice cubes to do it. And it still comes out hot. But at the end, it cools down. So It's not like it's not going to burn you, and it's going to possibly splatter. So it's like, don't be scared, be prepared. Be prepared that it might splatter you a little bit hot. So step back. Don't get too close to it, just in case it does splatter a little bit. You know, just, that's the best way to describe it, is don't be scared, be prepared. That phrase does work with that too. So yeah, I mean, just know what you're getting into before you start it. Because that way you know exactly what you're doing, you're prepared for what's to come, and just roll with it. Don't let it scare you, don't let it traumatize you, just go with it, just roll with it. Because you know what? If you let it get to you, you're never going to drink it. You're never going to, learn to cook. And I'm that's my goal, is to try to help people with that. So, yep. So, yeah. That French toast is so good. Anyway, that is our story time for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you back here again on the far out world of coffee creations. Goodbye, everybody, and God bless.
In a small town kitchen down a gravel road, Scarlett stirs her passion in the morning glow. Morning start with laughter, mugs are overflow. Love and joy in every cup, every heart she's owed. She grinds the beans at sunrise, sunlight in her eyes. Creates a brew so perfect, like Tennessee skies. From cappuccinos creamy to espressos bold, every sip a story, every cup of gold. Scarlett's Brew, a wonderland, bringing joy to everyone, cup in hand. With each gentle pour, she fills our days. Her kitchen's magic in so many ways. Friends gather round the counter, waiting for their turn. She knows just what they need without a word discerned. She serves it up with kindness, warmth in every sip. In Scarlett's little kitchen, love's a steady drip. From frothy latte swirl to caramel sweet, her creations sing a melody, life's simple treat. With a heart of gold and skill unmatched, Scarlett's coffee brings us all joy that's deeply latched. Scarlett's Brew, a wonderland, bringing joy to everyone, cup in hand. With each gentle pour, she fills our days. Her kitchen's magic in so many ways. Scarlett's Brew, a wonderland, bringing joy to everyone, cup in hand. With each gentle pour, she fills our days. Her kitchen's magic in so many ways.